Hey gang, Jesse here at EC Auto Repair. So one of the questions that we get is, how do I know when my brakes are bad? Well, that's actually a very good question. Some vehicles have wheels that allow the technician to actually look in through the wheel, be able to visually see, and even use a tool and measure to see how thick that brake pad actually is. Other vehicles, maybe they have a solid wheel or whatever. The wheel actually has to be pulled off the vehicle for them to be able to measure and see how thick the brakes are. So got a few different pieces here. So this particular brake pad, it actually lost all of the braking fiber on it. It's actually metal on metal. So when you hear the term, you've probably heard the term metal on metal. It was like the brake pad was up against the rotor, and there was actually none of that fiber material, the braking material in there to stop it. And sometimes, like when you brake, it would make that noise right there. Um, it's very unsafe to drive. You basically have no braking action. You can tell, yeah, this one's been in the scrap pile, but you can see how blue it is. It got extremely hot by the time it made it to us for the repair. One of the other questions we get asked is my brakes squeal? Two or three different reasons why your brakes will squeal. Sometimes they'll squeal if they got a lot of dust on them, whether it's dirt dust, brake dust, whatever. The other thing is this little tab right here is designed that whenever the brake pad gets to a certain thickness, that tab will start rubbing against the rotor. You're not at a metal on metal condition, but it will begin to sound squeaky like you are on a metal condition. You can see this brake pad isn't very thick at all. It's only slightly thicker than my fingernail. This one was worn way down too as well. But that tab right there is what causes the squealing action whenever you have a brake. This brake here, I'm not sure if you can tell it in the video, but yeah, you can see it. See how this side here is wore way down, and this side is much thicker. So what happened on this particular vehicle was the guy actually had a wheel bearing fail. The wheel began to wobble as the vehicle was traveling down the road, and that wobble would cause it to wear on one side of the brake pad more than on the other side of the brake pad. So as a result, because he had a wheel bearing fail, we also had to change the rotor and the brake pads at the same time. Had he driven it much farther, then even more damage would have been done. So his repair wasn't quite as simple as just a wheel bearing or a wheel hub. He had to have other components because of how far they had driven it. So, for instance, whenever your vehicle comes here for an oil change, we will literally jack it up using these jacks right here on the lift. We'll jack it up to get the weight off of the tires so that we can actually shake those tires to make sure that they're tight, that the wheel bearing actually sounds great, and that we're not hearing any noise. There's been so many wheel bearings that we've actually caught before they had a problem. Had one the other day that we towed in, the wheel fallen completely off. You don't want that to happen, especially when you're running 70 miles an hour down the road. You don't want the wheel to fall off because a mechanical part fails. So just a few things to watch out for. Got any questions? Let me know in the comments. We'll talk to you in the next video.